We were actually, so he and I were talking last night. I had brought something up because I saw when I was back east over the holidays, I saw the video of you holding me for the first time.
Yeah.
It was actually pretty funny because the voice sounded just like me, but with a little bit, like just a hint of kind of like a rural farmer sort of accent, which you don't have anymore. So that threw me off. And then I was watching the video, Pri and Kendall had it pulled up, and it just really, really hit me that you had such a tall ladder to climb and such a long trajectory to get from where you were back then to get to where you are and where Advantage Heating is today. And like I was telling you that night, just, I don't know, something about the environment in the room, the people that were in there, the subtle accent that you had and everything.
Funny that you caught that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think about it, but you're right.
You totally did. You grew up in such a small community. You, like, most of the family and everything is pretty undereducated. Not having anybody around that was particularly entrepreneurial or had any foundational knowledge of how to start a business or anything like that. You pretty much had to learn and figure it all out by yourself. And you didn't have really a strong support system that would have known how to guide you or help you through that or had any sort of education in that way. And on top of that, you wouldn't have had the internet, YouTube, or any of the stuff that I learned from to do better with my company. And so there was just something about that clicked, just about how long that journey really was for you. And I just felt like it'd be kind of an interesting way to open this up, is to have you talk about some of those beginning days, like even the pre-Advantage days.
Yeah, what's really funny is you talk about my accent, and I grew up on, Dad had 8 acres. I remember when we went down, and he was a builder, so he staked out exactly what it was going to be, and we're in this huge field, and there's just grass everywhere, and he had bought the land and all that. And it wasn't very far from our house, and he said, okay, and right here's going to be your room. And I'm thinking, it's going to be like 2 foot by 2 foot, because I'm standing in this huge field and he's showing me where my room's going to be. And I'm thinking, this is the tiniest house I've ever seen in my life. Of course, I didn't tell him that because he was all excited and he had the plans and all that. But once we got it built, once he started building it, then I could visualize it. But I'm 10. Dad built the house, but we lived in the garage while Dad was building the house. And I'm 9, 10, I'm crawling all over everything and, helping him everywhere I can. But we actually, all summer long, we were living in the garage and we had an outhouse. We literally went in the outhouse. First thing Dad did, pretty smart guy, he went in and he made sure that we had a bathtub, and he sheetrocked that and put a door on it.
That is smart. So
my mom, Grandma, would carry hot water from the stove. We'd fill up the bathtub, and Mom would carry boiling water and start dumping it in it until it was warm enough to you haven't even heard these stories yet. And she'd dump it in, and then my brother and I, Kendall, we would take a bath together because it just took too long.
Yeah.
And Sandy, so Connie got the first bath, and Sandy, they were too old to take a bath together. Sandy always complained because she had to use Connie's water.
That's disgusting.
You can't. So I believe that only happened once or twice, and with Sandy's complaints, it was okay to give her fresh water. But yeah, Sandy, I remember that it was quite a complaint.